You wake up with two girls in your bed. Your sexy teacher comes in. Option A, panic.
It's not what it looks like.
Option B.
Got room for one more.
What is your choice? If it is B, then there is a Chad within you, wishing to break free, and create own legend. And the only obstacle to do it, is how you approach situations, your mindset. Luckily, GigaChad Twilight can help, be it getting your other half or great friends. Firstly, avoid to suck like a thirsty black hole, like a yandere, who desires to be with senpai, because it overwhelms the other person, and makes you to be perceived not as a potential partner, but as a dog. Also avoid being repulsive, like a tsundere, because if you like a fire, burn somebody, when touched or even just approached, then people will not wish contact with you. The key is in balance, not to allow others to walk over you, by enforcing your boundaries, but also leave an opportunity to connect with you, by opening up. You can even show vulnerability in the right moment, because it shows others real courage, and gives permission to others to do the same, making them connect with you at a deeper level. And it leads to, secondly, resonating with other people. So at the beginning understand what makes them tick. Luckily, people love to talk about themselves, so you just need to ask about their hobbies, or other things they are passionate about, and active listening can be learned, such as instead of thinking about what next you will say, instead recap in your own words what they are saying, or try to ask a question, which will deepen your understanding of the topic. To train these things, you can actively listen to educational videos, and at least in comment sections of Site2Go videos, there is a recap of said, so you can compare how well you have done. Afterward, understand what you can relate to, and expand on it. Even if on the surface level there is nothing, try to perceive underlying principles. For example, if one is a spy, who does everything to kill nobody, but the other is an assassin, still, they both sacrifice for their countries. Also to create a better flowing conversation. Thirdly, not only accept compliments, but more importantly, elevate others. It includes not just people you try to impress. This is an especially great thing to do in a group setting, because you can become like a sun, which rises everybody up. When you make people feel better about themselves, for some reason, they are much more eager to interact with you. Just do not let get in your head that you are the center of a solar system. Also shows that you have high enough self-esteem, self-love that you do not grab attention like a drowner to the life ring. As the old proverb goes, the one who hoards things will ultimately lose them, but the one who gives away will ultimately get things. And if you are lacking in skill, then, fourthly, be truly excited and genuine. But before that, you must relax, by understanding that this is just a game, and treating it like one. Even if you fail, you will gain experience points and eventually level up, gaining stat boosts and new skills. That is why each attempt is a step closer to victory. Also, like in other games, even if you fail once, you will have multiple chances to try your luck again. Of course, you can gain a lot of experience, not just by being on the battlefield, but also by preparing, such as learning from others, and analyzing your past attempts, what to keep and what you could have done better. That is why, when it comes to implementing learned, you will be filled with excitement to try out new strategies, and after some time see how much you have grown. And it is so easy to be genuine, if you can resonate with other people. I know that these advices work, because in real life, I have gone to a new workplace, and within 5 minutes started to compliment everybody, regardless of gender, age, if they are in relationships, and so on. Although it is much easier than it looks like, because it works on the needle principle. If there is only one needle, then touching it will hurt, but if there are many, then touching them is harmless, due to the distribution of force. The same here. If you compliment only very physically attractive people, then you look like a sim, even a creep, because people will presume you have an ulterior motive. If you compliment everybody, then people will think that you are trying to make everyone's day brighter, and you behave like this, due to being natural, and this type of behavior for me was like a sonar, detecting friendly people. By being positive, even playful, I permitted them to be the same with me, and it created many fun interactions. But if a person ignored me or was even angry, then I toned down things, acting very professionally with them. Still, for me, it was nothing big, because you cannot win over everybody. Being rejected is a part of the game. Moreover, the possibility of being rejected makes being accepted even sweeter, because each time it feels like a pleasant surprise, although it very helped that I did it for the process, to see how amazing people around me are, crack myself up about how ridiculous I can get, feel proud about how far I have gone, from being a somewhat shy person, and so on. At some point, I got addicted, going to Chad mode, because it felt so good. Also, you should start with basic stuff, before moving on to advanced techniques, because wrongly implemented, the advanced stuff can backfire, such as the vast majority of the compliments I gave, were not generic, but about specific qualities of people or their names, often incorporating wholesome over-exaggerations and jokes. For example, if a person was energetic, positive, and so on, but physically old, then I called that person a young lady or gentleman. If they told me that they are old, then I would deny it, saying that they cannot be older than 18, because of how bright and energetic their smiles are. The compliments landed so well, because I have developed improvisation skills, otherwise I would have fumbled my words, telling total nonsense. Also, it helped that I knew the basics very well, so I needed to concentrate only on one thing, the advanced level compliments, not 5. Please, share your legendary Chad moments in the comments section. Sadly, one thing is to know or even understand what must be done, but the other to implement, because the world deserves to see a Chad who is within you. I hope this will help you.